everyone, welcome back to more Flesh of Bad, and today, no new changes to the Oscillio list. I kind of just wanted to get some more reps in on this list, because I think there is something here with the Sigils of Solace and kind of like the Blue Blast Oblivion package. This is definitely not super optimal. Again, some of these Blue Blasts and choices can be a little bit clunky, but I do want to just try this out and just try to build reps. Again, this is not too different from the Taylor Crawford util list, so just want to kind of build some reps on the hero more so than anything. Again, I'm not the best deck builder necessarily, although I do kind of like some of the choices I have here. But yeah, we're just going to go ahead and just get into some games for today. All right, we have a Vynnset, which can be a little bit of a tougher matchup, especially if they have any good arsenal disruption. So they want to go first, which means we're more inclined to do the Cheerios package, I believe. And yeah, this I think looks good to me. Yeah, no, we might consider Crown, but I don't think it's super necessary. I wonder if that's worth it. It's probably not, if I had to guess, honestly. I think we probably just want to try to bounce a Sigil of Brilliance back to our hand. Okay, we do find the Sigil of Brilliance pretty early, so that is good. Starting out with the Deadwood Dirge into a Deathly Wail. Okay, so we should probably filter here. The question is what? I do like the Somersault plus the Flittering Charge, so we will play out Sigil of Brilliance here. And then, do we want to cycle the Somersault? I don't think so. I think we will maybe just pitch the Blink to Volzar, though. And then if they want to attack in with us, I think we're fine with that. Yeah, I don't want to get too greedy by discarding the Somersault. I think it's pretty good on this hand. Alright, we have the Sigil of Brilliance pop, which is good. So they have set up 12 damage effectively on turn 1, which is not optimal. We do find a Sigil of Conductivity, although that might be getting used for pitch here to the Comet Storm. So I think we start out... it's kind of tough. Do we want to cycle this Comet Storm? It's not super efficient to use it here, because we have to pitch our Sigil, and that basically represents a free embodiment.
Hey everyone, Tegan here in editing. We have a question that we would like to pose to you. Given the content of Aurora's hand, would you have gone for the 20 damage line of Flittering Charge, Electromagnetic Somersault, Flittering Charge, Lightning Press, pitch Sigil of Conductivity to Volzar, and then Comet Storm for 9? Or would you have cycled Comet Storm Shock before doing any of that in order to find a better card? We're a little divided on it, and we want to pose the question to you before Aurora cycles it, so you don't have results-oriented thinking messing with your analysis. Feel free to post in the comments section below as to what you would have done given these cards in your hand. Thanks so much, and now back to the video.
Kind of like cycling the Comet Storm Shock and hopefully finding something better. All right, another Sigil Conductivity is not super optimal, but we can maybe arsenal that and try to bait out a widespread. So I guess we'll start with the Flittering. Again, we lost maybe a decent amount of damage off the Volzar here, but I think it's probably worth it to just try to filter through our deck. Volzar is not the most, and Comet Storm Volzar is not the most efficient play there, especially if we're losing out of Sigil Conductivity. This hand's not bad though. We're just setting some good efficient attacks, at least. And then we can set up Sigil Conductivity. Okay, they do have a Sync Below, which maybe suggests that they're kind of a more control-y Vynnset. Again, I don't really see that pop up a lot. We will go ahead and just develop out one Sigil Conductivity here. I think it's probably fine. We can play out the other one at the end of their turn as well, just so we can set up the embodiment for next turn. Seems pretty alright. Okay, we do find the Mind Warp, which could actually be quite good here. Looks like the embodiment is not going to get a ton of value here, though. It looks like they are paying into Vynnset. So they're probably going to want to pop the Arcane Shelter, which I guess makes sense. So, yeah, I think this is fine. I think we're probably still going to stick to the original game plan of playing the Sigil Conductivity out afterwards. So yeah, we'll skip all the Rune Chants. Again, not much we can do with the unpreventable damage there. Pay 0 in the last one, and then they set up Deathly Wail. Again, hopefully they don't hit anything crazy off the top. They did have a pretty good start on us. Okay, they do hit a widespread, which we can maybe bait them into using here. Okay. Hopefully we do get the bait here. It looks like we do. So we're going to go ahead and take all these rune chants. And then we get to play out our sigil conductivity from Arsenal. It's pretty optimal here. So they lose out on the widespread value, although we are at a pretty low life total. So it's a little bit scary. We also maybe should have filtered there. But I'm stupid. Yeah, the sigil's not doing a ton. They are on AB3, Spellvoid 2, so this Mind Warp's also probably not connecting. I feel like I could have done something a little bit better there. Maybe filtering the sigil is correct. Maybe we still try to filter it now. But again, they've had a pretty solid start. It's gonna feel, I feel like it's going to be pretty rough to get back in the game. Okay, that is very lucky though. So maybe we can still pull out in this. We'll start with the Weave Lightning into the Fry. Again, we're not going to be using our embodiment super effectively here, but I think it's still worth it just to send the damage. We can set up the Sigil of Brilliance into the Mind Warp. And then hopefully they attack in and we're able to bounce the Sigil. I do think we're still supposed to send this Mind Warp now just to force them to either use their Spell Void or maybe something. Again, it should strip a card out of their hand. We're amping 3, so just giving us the Evanfold doesn't do it. There has to be at least one other card. And we do have the Sigil of Brilliance Flash combo, which is pretty good. I do feel like this is a kind of a tougher matchup, but I don't know exactly what makes it super hard. I feel like it's more so like the combo of like Disruption and stuff. I don't know. So they are going to go ahead and do a widespread here. What are we discarding? I feel like it's probably the Electrostatic Discharge. So what if we cycle the discharge in response? Because I don't think that's doing a ton for us. Okay, we find a Lightning Surge, which we're probably just going to discard anyways to the Flash. So we'll skip all the rune chants here. We'll get our embodiment set up. Seems pretty alright. And then we can discard the Lightning Surge. We might as well use our armor up here, because I feel like either next turn or this turn is probably going to be the last turn of the game, and I don't think the breakpoints or like the armor is going to matter very much here. So we'll go ahead and discard our Lightning Surge, get our Sigil Brains back to hand. We find a Sigil of Lightning. Okay. Potentially interesting. I do feel like we maybe just want to cycle the Sigil of Brilliance, though. Or like maybe play it out. Is that right? Because I feel like this game is not going to last like 2 more turns, so I do want to just try to dig for Gone in a Flash if we can. I think this digs us the closest. We do still have the Fluttering plus CLV combo, although I don't know how likely that is to connect. So we'll let our Sigil Brains pop here. Conductivity is not exactly what we're looking for. That probably also needs to get cycled. I think it's probably worse than the Sigil. Well, I guess it's pretty much the same, right? I guess this is slightly better into Vynnset just because they're very likely to pop it. So let's go ahead and cycle here. We'll get rid of the Sigil Lightning, see if we can find our Gone and Flash or something better. Divine Lightning is also not crazy. Maybe we're supposed to get rid of the Sigil here with the E-Strike. I feel like starting on Flittering makes the most... No, because then that eats our embodiment. So I think we start with E-Strike bottoming the Sigil of Conductivity. Because the rest of our cards already have Go again. So we'll draw a card here, hope to find our Gone, although I don't know how good that is. Yeah, even here, like, say block out, that's fine. I wonder if we are going to get another turn. It's like semi-likely, especially if they have to block out more here. We'll play our Flittering next because we do have the CLV. And we'll play this out in reactions. Okay, they have another sink below. Interesting. I don't think we die next turn. At least with this draw that they have. Like, they would have to have something kind of crazy, right? I guess we can show them the Gone in the Flash. Yeah. So I don't think we die. It seems unlikely. They do still have, like, the Malefic and stuff. They'd have to have, like, a... I don't know what this card would have to be in order to kill us. Maybe, like, a Blood Moon or something. Hopefully our next draw lets us do the whole Gone in the Flash combo, but again, I don't think this kills, right? Yeah, I don't think so. So I'll skip all the rune chants. They'll get their Eloquence token, which is fine. The question is, do we kill here? And I don't think the answer is yes. It's been a very weird game. Do we cycle the blink? Probably. Feels kind of bad if we don't draw into an instant, though. But maybe we just need an instant, like, to actually get there, because I don't think the blink actually serves much of a purpose. Yeah, I think we need Dix for something better than the blink. I don't know if that's better. That might be better. So on this turn, we do what? We do 4, 7, another 4. What does E-Strike do? Nothing. Yeah, E-Strike is really awkward here. I think we still just gotta go for it, though. Maybe this gets there, maybe I'm not counting it correctly, but it seems like I'm short. Okay, maybe like E-Strike at the end once we get our etchings or something, or like use Gone in a Flash. Maybe I'm not seeing it fully. So pass reacts here. Pop Greaves. And we'll do our discharge, return the Gone to our hand. Then replay the Gone. Pass reacts. Play this out. So now we only have one action point is the problem. So we can use that to etchings right now. So they won't be able to AB. Send it at them. So it's coming for 7. Again, our bindings wouldn't have... I don't think we had a really good opportunity to use our bindings here either. We'll get our Sigil Brilliance, which we can then play, and then I guess we just E-Strike draw a card. It feels like they just kill us, right? I feel like they just had too good of a start for us to kind of come back here. Yeah, them going first I think is quite rough for us. Again, maybe we want like... I don't know, maybe we want like Big Spell into Vynnset. Feels kind of wrong though. Not sure. Vynnset seems like a tough matchup. We'll go ahead and Arsenal the Weave Lightning though. Oh, we do find a Sigil though. That might just save us. There is a problem. So we take 2 rune chants. So we gain 3. And then go to 3. We block with like the Mind Warp and then the Blast. It still doesn't do it. Although maybe they just somehow like die of their own blood debt. I feel like we have to cycle the Somersault here because we're Probably going to have to block with the blast anyways, so we're not guaranteed to have a spell here. Etchings is maybe good here though. So let the Malefic resolve, and then I guess we'll sigil now. And we'll need something kind of crazy here to stay in this. So we can block 5 here and keep the etchings, but we need to draw into something very specific, although we do have 2 cards leaving the battlefield, so with etchings turning online is pretty realistic. We can even use just Weave Lightning by itself to do that. Could also Mind Warp them. Is that better? I don't think the Mind Warp is actually better. Oh, we'd also need a Sigil. It seems weird to me. Is sending 7 better than just, like, hoping we get an arcane spell? Maybe, honestly. Maybe it's greedy to try to keep these 2. I don't know what we need to, like, keep a card. Like, we need one more. We need, like, an attack here, so maybe we do just hope we luck into an attack. I'm not sure if this is right. I don't know if it matters too much. Okay, they do have the follow-up here of the Funeral Moon, which could be kind of annoying. So they flail. We have to give up the last card for block. So maybe it didn't matter. At least it feels like it didn't matter. Yeah, I'm not sure it mattered. Oh, it could have mattered, because if we block 6 there, then the Funeral Moon doesn't kill us right away, and we can use 2 block there. Okay, maybe that was the correct play, but it feels like, I don't know. Vynnset's a tough matchup. If anyone has any tips, let me know. It's definitely a hard one. Alright, so we got a game against an Aurora. I think generally against Aurora we want to go second, and we want to try to do our Cheerios game plan, ideally. I think we still want Flash of Brilliance, although a lot of Auroras are running CNCs. But yeah, let's go ahead and give the Cheerios side a try. Okay, we do find our Gone and Flash on turn 1, which is quite good. So I'm maybe looking to filter the Lightning Surge out of my hand if I have the opportunity. Opponent is also on Flash of Brilliance. That's really interesting. Huh. Okay. What are they cooking? Oh, and Blasto. Wow. Is this like an Oscillio cosplay? What the heck? Okay. So I think we're going to pitch the Lightning Surge to Volzar. If they want to attack into us, I think we're still fine with that. And then we'll play out our Sigil Conductivity now. If they do attack into us, they do give us an embodiment on turn 0, which is, I don't think, ideal. Because they would pop the Rune Chain on us. Okay, if they want to do that, I think I'm more than fine with that. So we will pay 0. We'll let the Sigil pop. And we don't unfortunately have super good blocks just with how we did this hand. Maybe we were supposed to actually filter the Fry, but again, the Fry having go again is actually quite solid. So we'll go ahead and take this again. I don't want to give up our hand. I think it's too valuable to lose the Gone and Flash by blocking here. We only leak 2 damage, which I think I'm fine with as well. Okay, we find our other 2 Lightning Surges, which I feel like is a little bit unlucky. But I guess we can still play them out. So we do Lightning Surge into Fry, Lightning Surge. And then we can Arsenal or Gone and Flash whenever we need it. Okay, this worked out well for us. And that is a lot of attacks, so we're pretty unlikely to be drawing more attacks, which means our Gone and Flash goes up in stocks a little bit. Okay, give us 2 pieces of armor, and they bounce their Sigil Lightning, which is very interesting. They discard a Lightning Surge. Okay. Very, very interesting. We'll go ahead and Fry now, and then send the last Lightning Surge. Again, we're not getting Volzar value, but I think that's okay. And we'll go ahead and park this in Arsenal. Ooh, this is a very, very nasty hand. Okay, Electrify is fine. Probably gonna deal us 3 damage with that, but I think that's okay. Then burn up shock is also fine. Maybe we're a little bit more incentivized to try to block this, but again, I don't see a way we're blocking with this hand. Okay, Arcanite Shockwave is fine. They reveal another burn up, so maybe they're saving that for next turn. And then do we know anything else about their hand? I don't think so. Probably am going to cycle a Somersault on their end step. I guess, are we cycling now or later? I guess we should cycle now that we know most of the information about their hand. Okay, another Gone is not super useful. So maybe we do try to block this because we have the secondary Gone, although we are a little bit at risk of CNCing if we were to do that. It's a tough one. I feel like we should play around CNC probably. It feels bad because we're basically leaking like a ton of damage here. What do we do if we get CNC'd? Like, we actually just lose, I think, on the spot. But I guess we kind of almost lose if this connects anyways. This is a tough position. We know there's we know there's a burn up shock in their hand. So what is their other card? The next time an attack action hits. So it could be they don't have another attack. Maybe we are supposed to risk it here. If they have a CNC, I think we lose on the spot. But I think anything else, and we're fine here. And we are potentially soaking up like the Electrify value, because this only cares about attack action cards, whereas this will proc on Starfall. We know about the other burn up shock, and then they have one unknown card. I feel like we are supposed to block with the Weave Lightning. So they don't probably have CNC here. They could theoretically have it, but it seems like it's maybe unlikely. And it also feels bad to block as Oscillio, but we're losing out on like 3-ish damage. Okay, they do get to finally connect here, but I think we just have to let that be. We know about the other burn-up shocks, so they're coming in for effectively 11 here. Which is a little bit unfortunate, but again, we still have like another turn to work with, and our next turn is pretty good. We're basically sending 7, developing a Sigil Brilliance. Again, we're not going to pay for any of this. We're just going to save our armor for future breakpoints here. We'll go ahead and discharge and then send in the Gone in the Flash. And we're set up to pop off pretty hard next turn, I think. Like, it's pretty likely that we're going to have a decent hand to pop off, especially with the Sigil Brilliance. And we get to keep Gone in the Flash and Arsenal again, which is pretty important. Although, notably, if they are able to send, like, Arsenal Disruption, we probably just lose on the spot. Because, again, we're not able to block super well with this version of the deck. Okay, this is, like, an insane hand, though. I think this hand, like, actually maybe wins on the spot if we get to keep all of it. This is like, almost the perfect Oscillio hand. Like, if I can make an Oscillio hand, I think this would probably be it, or at least pretty close. Like, the Lightning Press is a little bit awkward. I think we're actually probably discarding the Lightning Press just to get our Sigil Brilliance back. We'll save armor, though, just in case they have anything weird. Like, again, we're not really able to play around anything super effectively with this hand, but we can ditch the Blast to Oblivion if we so need to. Yeah, I think we're just taking this. And again, if they have it, they have it. I don't think we can do a ton here. My hope is that they send another attack. Ooh, that's really bad, actually. Potentially quite bad. So we don't get our Flash of Brilliance value. That's interesting. I wonder if they had something else they wanted to play. Yeah, that's a little bit rough, but I think we're going to manage here. So do we pop Bindings? I think it's probably correct to, right? Because I get at least 2 pumps, because we're going to be blasting our Sigil away. So I think we will bindings here. Getting at least 2 value out of it, I think, is reasonable. Finding Twine Lightning, which again, I don't think this is exactly what I would have wanted if I had the choice, but I think it might be okay. So we'll go ahead and plot Bark Blossom. Again, we lost out on our Flash of Brilliance value, which is fine just because we were saving it for a potential threat. We get at least 1 bounce on the Gone, so pass reacts, and then develop out our Sigil of Brilliance. Return it to hand. Oh, and we didn't pop Bark Greaves. So pop Bark Greaves first, then play Sigil of Brilliance, then return to hand. Then we get to play Blast. We blast our Sigil. Do we want to entwine? When do we want to entwine Lightning? I guess it doesn't really matter. I don't think, right? So we should blast first, I think. Blast plus press is very, very good. So do this during reacts. We'll blast our Sigil, and we find this discharge, which is also amazing on the combo turn. I guess we might as well entwine Lightning now. I don't think it really particularly matters when we do it, just as long as we do it at some point. We can then Gone and Flash now. We'll bounce it with the discharge, play out the Gone and Flash again, pass reacts. Sorry, one more time. Return it. Replay out the Gone one more time. Then we have the Sigil of Brilliance to bounce it back, and then we finish on Mind Warp. Yeah, so this is a really good turn for us. Again, this is not always how my Aurora games go. Aurora is not a trivial matchup. But it looks like we're probably going to get here. Again, I think Mind Warp for 10 is probably enough. Or actually, this is for 12. Yeah, 12. Pretty good, pretty good. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, we finally got a game in. That took a little bit of time, but yeah, again, I'm still trying to learn this deck. Maybe this deck is bad, and maybe I'm not piloting it correctly. Again, I think I do regularly make misplays. Again, Tegan and Post will probably try to find some spots where I make a misplay. And again, bear with me a little bit while I try to learn this deck. Again, there might be some clunkiness here just with how my list operates, but I feel like 90% of the list is pretty much the same. Like the sigils and the blasts are maybe a little bit weird, but like pretty much everything else is just like the Taylor Crawford stuff. Or the Taylor Crawford Yuto stuff, so. Again, they're kind of more the experts on this list. I'm just trying to do it more for fun because I think this deck is very fun. But again, some matchups with this deck are quite tough. Yeah, thank you all for watching. Again, bearing with me as I try to learn this new deck, and I will see you all next time.